Well, I'm going to get straight to the point, straight to the question that's really on my mind. And this is something I've been pondering. Do you think, well, I'll tell you what I think. I'll tell you what I think. Big Boys Boxing. I'll tell you what I think. I think that I have a suspicion that after getting knocked down twice in one fight, which has never happened to Tyson Fury before, I have a suspicion that he might be saying, do I really need me as the lineal champ? Me as the lineal champ, do I really need Deontay Wilder in my life? Big Boys Boxing.
Depends how much he wants to get paid, because that's the biggest fight out there for him at the moment, and it's got heaps of controversy surrounding it, which makes it easy for the fight to sell. So, I've said it before, with this ESPN 5-fight deal, I can see him fighting unbeaten guys who haven't been tested until the final fight of the deal to take on Deontay Wilder. If he wins, then he'll go for undisputed, then retire. If he loses, he'll retire right then. He's made enough money to survive for the rest of his life, and I can't blame the guy. If someone's going to hand me $120 million for getting my face punched in 4 times and then possibly getting killed the 5th time, then fine. It's still worth it for
me. EJ Boxing, same question. Do you think that there is a part of Tyson Fury that's saying, I'm the lineal champion. Why do I need the green strap? I'm the lineal.
Go ahead. He needs Wilder. He needs Wilder. Wilder's already cementing himself in history of his title defenses, and Fury is his whole claim to fame at this point is Vladimir Klitschko and having a draw with Wilder. So Wilder is him, and the two of them have cemented history together. That fight was a classic. It was a classic, right? So at this point, what you're looking for is he needs Wilder, but he's trying to get Wilder where Wilder's not at his best. But bro, there's no lapse. There's no lapse in what Wilder's doing. Wilder's still on his A game. You know what I mean? And Wilder, he definitely needs Wilder in the fight. That's the fight that, end of the day, that fight was bigger than AJ Ruiz when it was going on, right? It just was, but right now it's changed, yeah? But Fury didn't want to take the rematch. He just want to get a couple of paydays, which he's doing. The thing is, if that fight happened immediately after, it would have been the best thing for Fury's career, right? But for right now, like I said, he's doing these tune-ups to get himself in shape. But the longer he leaves it, people watching this, people are looking like, yeah, we want to see the fight. But the Ruiz and AJ fight is more. That's much more. I know I like Wilder and I like Fury, but bruh, listen, we've seen them talk. We've seen whatever, but Fury is showing that he don't want the fight no time soon. AJ Ruiz is set this year. You know what I'm saying? So, end of the day, you're looking to make the most amount of payday in a return like the following year. Because remember that fight what's the Fury fight? Was it this year? It was this year, right?
Last year. It's 2018.
Oh man, see, just something to see what you're doing. You know what I mean? You're logging it out. Is it a fight that we're looking at like, oh yeah, we have to see Fury and Wilder? It's not, man. It's not. It's the Ruiz and AJ fight because of what happened, and Ruiz boarding like he's a rapper. So yeah, he needs Wilder, bro. He needs Wilder bad. But no. Actually, let me change it around. Wilder needs him. Wilder needs the body on his name to get to AJ. That's what Wilder's been trying to do. He's trying to get a body on his name to get himself in a powerful negotiation situation where he can get some money from AJ. That's what Wilder's been trying to do. Fury is looking like, bro, this is a dangerous contender. Maybe if I take these fights, Wilder might look bad. You know what I'm saying? Or I need to get myself. He's making all the excuses in the world not to fight him. But the bottom line is this year, the longer you leave it, maybe people are looking like, I'm not interested. Because I tell you what, the American people, now we're from the UK, the American people, they're not too happy about this, They're looking at, you know what I mean? They don't like these people fixing around. They can see what Fury's doing. So how long Bob Arum is going to keep this charade up? You going to fight or what? You know what I mean? You put up with job.
Yeah. Well, my position on it is that, firstly, when this $100 million thing was announced, Bob Arum said, I don't know where that figure comes from. Because to me, the numbers just don't add up.
Oh,
I don't see how and where Fury could be making 10 mil per fight fighting Schwartz and Otto Wally.
Hell no, not against those cans.
No way, no how. I don't believe the numbers. I don't believe the numbers one tiny bit. And I'll go further. Controversial thoughts right here on Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. Fury walked away from the Wilder fight. Let's say it like it is. He walked away from the Wilder fight. It was going to be next. It was going to be an immediate rematch. But Fury went and signed a deal with ESPN. I'm not saying he was wrong to do it, but let's just call it like it is. That's exactly the sequence of events. Fury opted to take the deal with ESPN, which he knew would stall out the Wilder fight, the Wilder v. Fury 2. He knew it would. And so it's only logical that you're going to have to think to yourself, well, why the hell would you do that? Why the hell would you do that instead of taking, if you were fully confident that you were going to beat Wilder, why would you not take the Wilder fight first and then the ESPN deal second? Why not knock out Wilder or beat Wilder and then take the ESPN at more favorable rates which might actually come close to the reputed 100 million, which he's supposed to be getting, which I don't believe he's getting. Why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you fight Wilder? If you were that confident that you would beat him, why would you not fight Wilder and then take the ESPN deal at favorable rates? Jono. Over to you, Jono.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah, no problem.
I've just had a visitor turn up, so I'm going to have to drop off, unfortunately.
Matey, no problem at all. It's been great having you.
Thanks for having me on, mate. See you later.
Absolutely. See you later. Take care. Okay, so it's me and you, EJ Boxing. Let me drop the link in the chat again in case somebody wants to jump on. So, boom, there it is. In case somebody wants to jump on. Okay, so, yeah. So, Fury could have took the rematch. He opted not to. I don't know how much he really wants the Wilder rematch.
100%. No, you make a good point. Now, let's talk about the 100 mil. 100. You know what? It would have got close to, the rematch. Because remember, the first fight was in Los Angeles. It was in LA.
Yeah.
And you know what? And it wanted a rematch so bad that I think at the time when it did, because remember again, boxing is about the story. I mean, I was just talking to Deontay and I was saying he's done a great job of promoting the fight with Anthony Yards, and it's the most talked about fight. No sparring and all that stuff. Yeah. Now, at that time when the Wilder fight went down, it was the most talked about fight. Caused AJ to say, "Yo, we're coming out of the UK, we're coming to New York to get that attention back." Now, the attention, the world was in your hands; it was just there, and you've let it slip out. And it's hard to bring back the attention of the public because we see you talk. The fight did live up to it, but bro, the actions of what you're doing, because Wilder's doing good. Now, Wilder ain't playing around now. Wilder's going in there against name guys and doing a job. You, on the other hand, you're fighting mashed potatoes, but we know why, because, the shape. But what we're saying right now is, no, it's not 100. No, it's not 100. It may have got to that point where, because it was great. Because the thing is, the marketing thing, the talking, the rematch could have did that for their career. It was wonderful. But Fury opted not to, and detrimental to his health, or detrimental to him, that the money is not as big. But he don't care. They don't care. They're like, well, we got past that. Now we get ourselves in shape. We're waiting till Wilder might burn himself out. We try and kick. Because remember again, boxing is about chess. It ain't checkers. You know what I mean? Wilder's at his strongest. We're trying to play the long game, beat some guys. End of the day, history will say that if Wilder gets burned out, Fury goes in and beat him. That's how the record shows. You know what I mean? Wilder's fighting these hard fights while Fury's taking he's taking a waltz up the park. He's taking easy fights. You know, if Wilder was doing what Fury's doing, bro, they'll diss him out. You know, Wilder's been getting that. Why isn't Fury getting gone in the same sort of criticism that Wilder did when Wilder was fighting guys that we didn't care about, you know? And it's this double standards all the way. But the bottom line is this year, the money is not as big as it is, you know? It's just not. It isn't, in my opinion.
No, it is not at all. And I don't think the money was going to be that big anyway. The money it wasn't long money. They weren't dealing with long money at all. They weren't dealing with long money the first time around. It would have been bigger money the second time around. But Wilder is simply not a pay-per-view draw. So how the money was going to get long, it would have been due to the controversy of the first fight. I'll just put the Twitter link in the chat. My Twitter link is in the chat. Smash the like button. And if you're new to the chat, hit the subscribe button. Okay, sorry to interrupt you there. EJ Boxing. So Twitter link in the chat. Smash the like button. And if you're new to the channel, smash the subscribe button. Okay, so where are we? Okay, back in the right place now. Okay, so Fury. To me, Fury don't want it. Fury is in no rush for that rematch. And he's coming up with these stories to appease the fans, to keep the fans happy, fabricating stories, talking about he's going to fight in the UK in December. He's stalling the thing out simply because I don't think he's over enthusiastic. He's got a deal. He's got a deal with ESPN, reputed to be 100 mil. I think he's probably closer to 50 mil if he's lucky. 5-fight deal at 50 mil, that would be brilliant. So if he's anywhere close to that 50 mil, then that's a good deal. Even 50 mil, that's 10 mil per fight. Do I find that likely? I find it highly unlikely. So I think there's probably a ceiling of 50 mil on that contract. Forget about the 100 mil. Forget about the 120 mil. It's entirely unrealistic. I don't believe it. I don't believe it for a second. And as far as Wilder's concerned, I think he wants to fight because Fury never had any trouble getting knocked. He wasn't in trouble from Fury. He wasn't in trouble of getting knocked out. He was in trouble of potentially being outpointed, for sure. But being knocked out by Fury, no. So I think if you were to ask me which of those two fellows wanted the fight more, I would say it's the guy. Which of the two fellows wants it more? I would say it's the guy who was never at risk of getting knocked out. He's the guy who wants it more. And the guy who wants it least is the guy who was dropped twice in one fight.
100%.